Well, we're back and we're hoping you had a wonderful Christmas. We did. Very, very quiet. We enjoyed it very much.
Sweet, yeah.
So today is all about thought storms. When we get into a thought storm, what seems to happen is we think about it. We add more thought, more energy, more life, and it grows and grows and grows. And that's what really puts us on the stress train. So today we want to talk about how there's another way to step out of thought storms so easily.
Yeah, last week we were talking about listening to our bodies and just how simple it is to follow good lifestyle choices when we're settled and we listen to the body. But it's not always quite that simple. We get caught up in what Connie's calling a thought storm, a lot of activity in the mind and the circling and circling, usually because there's some circumstance in our life that has, we're seeing as kind of a threat.
It is challenging,
it's
yeah.
Challenging.
Like life is do, like that. It has its ups, it has its downs, and in a down moment, we can start really involving ourselves with our thinking.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because it usually starts as kind of an innocent thought. I think everybody's mind can generate some, negative thought when there's pressure or when there's a circumstance in our lives that's challenging. But we don't just let that pass on by. We take that and we start building, well, if that, then what about this? Oh, and that could lead to this. And it just gets crazy. And so all of a sudden, where it started as just a little cloud in the sky, a little thought, we now have this storm going on.
And what relates so much to food and also to having your ideal weight is when we're in a thought storm, often we'll reach for something, especially high-fat, high-salt, high-sugar foods, to try to find a moment of relief. And that's just innocent. That's just a natural thing, but over time it can create some habits.
Yeah, right. We're designed in a way that those high-fat, high-sugar foods, they change our mood. That's just what happens physiologically. And so then our mind, being the clever little genius that it is, remembers that. And so we can create a habit. So it's just like knee-jerk response. I think you were saying you used to, when you found a disappointment or something.
Yeah, when I found in the past, when I was disappointed, I'd want to reach for potato chips. That was my thing.
Just knee-jerk. And we don't think about it, do we?
Yeah, look at that. That's high-fat, high-salt food. Not ideal for the body, for sure.
Not ideal. And yet it does soothe temporarily.
Yeah.
But long-term, I think we all know it's not a good solution. So what's the solution? Really, what do we have?
Well, the main thing is, rather than jumping onto the thought storm and building with other thoughts, is just let it wash through. Let it move on by. That's what we understand so well with these principles. I was looking back over my life and I thought, if I had understood this when I first came in or when I was a young person, I would have had entirely different relationships with my sisters, my parents, every relationship I had with a person, my second husband.
First too.
Yeah, first too, for sure.
All of our relationships.
It's also simple when you really get an understanding and a deep sense of how the mind works.
It's a lot simpler than I ever thought it was. I kept going to all these self-development workshops, meditating hours and hours for years and years, adding things on to my life, looking for these add-ons to help me find more rest. And we're discovering that it's so much simpler than that when we just understand the nature of the mind, the nature of thought or consciousness and mind. It becomes a lot simpler. But what we wanted to share today about how to deal with stress, when we're stressed out and maybe wanting to reach for some food that's not ideal, is that the answer is really in just relaxing. But I know we've been coaching people, and if we just say just relax, they take that to be something to do.
Yeah.
How do I do relaxing? And of course, we can't do relaxing because relaxing is actually our natural state. It's kind of like if I make a fist, to relax, I can't do something to relax. I have to stop clenching my fist, and it comes back to that natural relaxed state that my hand is in its normal state. Same with the mind.
Yeah, that's where just let it wash on through comes in. Give it nothing. And then life gets more and more simple. And we can, from that relaxed state, easily connect with our inner body's wisdom and be led to the innate health that we are. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it gets simpler and simpler as I understand this more and more, and what a difference it makes in my life. When I have the urge, because I explained, I think last week or the week before, how it was happening just before I'd go to bed, there would be this hunger come up, and I'd think, I've got to feed this.
Yeah.
And how now as I see it more just as, oh, this is a thought that has some feeling associated with it, if I just pause for a minute, instead of grabbing onto that and then making it, and starting a story, well, I won't sleep as well, or maybe I won't wake it up, what my mind would typically do with something like that. When I understand this is a thought and the feeling that's associated with it, if I just pause for a minute, let my hand relax instead of getting all stirred up about it, then it passes and I'm not hungry. And it just makes my life a lot simpler. And choices become more supportive of my health.
Yeah. So, food. Now we're going to talk about bars that become, what do you call those, truffles? You could little balls. And Bill created this recipe. It's gorgeous. And it's a great way to have a really high fiber, delicious, healthy snack. Or to add it as part of your breakfast or whenever you wish. So check out the recipe below. It's quick, not even needed to cook. Very quick, and you can have a supply of really health-giving, delicious snacks. Now, one other thing I should tell you, we went out and bought bars because I'm always interested in what can I support people who want to lose weight naturally with a healthy snack. And we tasted all the top bars, at least
these
5
protein
or 6.
bars, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Lara bar, and all of them were mostly centered on chocolate or caramel. They did not make me feel good. They were not delicious. They were intensely sweet. I thought, why would people eat these? So Bill decided, let's make our own, which is the best. So we're going to share that with you today.
Yeah.
We send love and wishes for a very happy new year, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.